So today on Deeper Cuts, we're here with Todd Daniels, a longtime GRS instructor, jeweler, engraver, pretty much everything. So Todd's been working with GRS for a long time, right?
Yep, it's been an honor, for sure.
Well, we are definitely happy to have you. So Todd, what are you working on today?
Well, here we're just, this is some things that we're going to be covering in class. We're covering some bead setting, just a square setting, what I would call actually a pseudo bezel, and that's a type of setting where you actually you make your seat and then you actually cut a trench around your stone that would be there, and then you can actually use that trench to fold over to the stone, and it actually creates a really nice bezel. And then the other ones that we're working on in class would be like your typical flush type burnish setting. And then another one would be like your star setting. So just a lot of variations of techniques that actually can come together in a nice combination for artistic, piece that you want to have a lot of different types of techniques involved. So
awesome. Well, you can work on that while we talk.
Okay, sounds good.
So Todd, how'd you get started in jewelry and engraving?
Boy, I've always enjoyed making things. If I haven't been making things every single day all week, I just there was something wrong. I just always loved the action of creation. That always really made me who I am. As far as I just enjoy being creative and actually, coming up with whether it be a drawing or a three-dimensional object, and even jewelry. I actually been doing jewelry since I was in grade school. It's kind of a weird destiny kind of thing but I've always enjoyed sciences and all those things as well, but I just seemed like I always had this drive to go towards the more creative arts, which would incorporate, the visual aspects, and that's pretty much what drove me towards that direction.
What was your first job in industry?
Oh boy. Well, I went to school for art school at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and what I studied there was also jewelry making and printmaking. So I got to experience doing engraving as well as creating a three-dimensional piece of jewelry.
Okay.
So I knew in the end, if I would try to master those two disciplines, that I can actually bring them together to create really interesting pieces of work.
And what would you say was your biggest hurdle in starting?
I think the biggest hurdle was actually people just really didn't want to share techniques. When you would go to a professional setting, people weren't really willing to share like we do here. I mean, this is one of the benefits, I think, that people can make it through a period of time and learn so much. Because everyone here is so willing to share. People just gain that information quicker, and also the fact that these people are professionals in their discipline and the real world, that brings a real concept to these people. And then also, again, I actually learn from everybody that comes here to teach as well. I mean, we all share these techniques, and I think it makes us all even better. It's really a sweet situation we have here, When you give it, it comes back to you, really.
So what kind of created that change where people started sharing more? Was there some sort of situation that happened in the world, or?
I'm not really sure, actually. I will actually for myself, because of the fact that I faced many situations where people would just, I would ask a question like, how do you do that? And they'd just look at you and say, just do it. Without any explanation. So you just had to sit down and say, all right, I'll figure this out. And then I thought, I'm not going to do that to anybody, because I think it's very strange to hold back what would help them, and in the end, for them to be successful. Because you can't really take away, you still have to do the hard work. No matter what you give a person, it's not going to make them good at something unless they are willing to do the hard work for themselves. And then you should be proud of that. You should be proud of the people that you want to try to help and have them create beautiful things for themselves. Then they can make their mark in the world, and that's really special to me, to see them succeed. Because when I have classes, it really means a lot for them to to learn these things and to be able to be successful. That's just a very important thing for me.
So Todd, GRS sends you all over the world. What's been the biggest takeaways of working in different places?
Wow, there's so many things, because it's funny, a lot of times I tell people it makes me smarter, and they kind of don't understand that. But to see other cultures, you get to experience their art, their techniques, just things that you just normally don't see here. And all these things I can bring back and incorporate into the classroom, as far as like maybe part of their artwork or part of their decorative arts that they have everywhere. I mean, all these little details just adds to your repertoire of what you can actually present to people everywhere you go. And interestingly, also tools, to see some ways that they do things differently teaches me, oh, I can take that back home, and my students will benefit from it. So just, there's so many things, it's crazy when you think about it.
So do you see a lot of influences from other countries in the work that you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I think there are many techniques that we actually teach here that other cultures and other people of other countries are starting to say, oh, that would be helpful for sure. You know, and to use a pneumatic system, which gives you a lot less, you know, just the stress level, it brings it down because it makes it easier on your body. It's not, you're not cheating in any way. I mean, you're still doing the work, you're still the artist, you're still the guider of the creation that you're creating, but the pneumatic system gives you this extra power in your arm to where you can actually create pretty much anything you want on almost any material. It's pretty incredible, really.
That's awesome. What's been your favorite country to visit?
Oh boy. I think as far as hidden cultures that we haven't really been able to experience would be probably some of the Asian cultures, like Myanmar. We really haven't been able to see Myanmar. It's the Buddhist temples, and believe it or not, they've been creating these scrolls for thousands of years, and all these temples have all these variations of scrolls that we think maybe the Western civilizations have created, but this has been going on for thousands of years for them, and they just have every type of scroll you can possibly think of, and as well artwork. So it's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. I was in Japan, and they have, in all their different sections of their cities, they have, believe it or not, they're really famous for circular monograms, meaning more decorative, like leafy or like organic formations on it, or animals and things. And they're beautiful, but believe it or not, these are like, you know, the sewer lids that we have here that are iron. They'll have these beautiful designs on them. And I remember one time I was like looking down, like thinking, a sewer lid looks that nice? And I'm like, all of a sudden I start taking a picture of it, and then the Japanese policeman saw me, and he's like going, what? And I'm like going, that's really cool. And the guy just goes, he just kind of laughed and giggled the fact that I was like, and when you go to a foreign situation, you just become so acute. You know, your brain is like a baby. You just start sucking everything in. It's just really cool to actually bring all that in, and it just translates right into what you want to create. I mean, there's many decorative designs that have been inspired from, you know, the Japanese, the Buddhist, you know, just everybody. Every place I've gone, it's something, you know, it's pretty cool.
So that takes me just right into my next question.
Yeah.
What or who has been your biggest inspiration?
Boy, there's so many artists out there. I mean, there's like visual artists that are like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. Those are older, and also different civilizations or cultures, like the Greek culture, even the Asian cultures. As far as modern day, I mean, like I said before, I mean, everybody that's here and everybody that comes in as, you know, like a grand master, you always learn from them. That's been a real great takeaway for me as well. I know other people come as students to come here with that. Even when I just visit the grandmasters, I mean, it's just like the amount of energy and ideas and creative minds and the sharing, it's just, you can't beat it. That's just something that you grow you're not going to grow, you know.
So, what do you think the future of the industry is going to look like?
I think for us, I think when we keep pursuing perfection, and not nobody's perfect, but when we try to do these really creative and unique creations, rather than just a mass-produced piece of jewelry, that's when it's really special. I think it catches people's eyes, and the connoisseurs is what you want to try to reach. The people that are going to appreciate the skills that you've developed over many years that can make a difference. And I think when we're here teaching these types of skills and we're all together, that's what people are able to achieve, you know. And I think that's where I think most of that energy is going towards, is like a unique custom piece, which is going to be individual to, or personal to someone who orders it from you, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are coming into classes that are new to the industry, and they always have the same question: how do I market myself? How do I let people know that I have these skills so I can work on projects? How have you been able to find success in marketing yourself and getting projects?
Well, there's a lot of ways to do it, but there's gutsy ways where you literally see something, companies that are creating something that you think is like, man, that's really interesting. I'd like to be a part of that. And you literally call them, or you try to get some way to meet them, and you say, you know what? I think if you give me a try, I can do something for you. And that works. There's YouTubes that you can make. There's Instagram. There's, you know, mailings that you can do. There's a lot of different types of marketing that, you know, you can try to pursue and reach. One way is not really going to do it for you. You got to be a little bit gutsy. You got to be willing to maybe take, you know, no, I don't think I want you, but thanks for asking, you know. But I think if you're polite and you are humble, a lot of times people are willing to give you a try. It's pretty kind of neat, you know, that they'll give you that go, you know. So that's kind of what I've done, where I've just literally take it on my own to just pursue things that I think are interesting and that it would be a great honor to be a part of, you know. So that's what I feel.
Awesome. So what's a goal that you have for the future?
For my future is to keep trying to take, it's funny because every year I want to be better too. I'm not only just training people to be good or better at what they can do. I want to improve too by what I see when I travel, my skills. It's interesting, I've been in art all my life, and your eye and your brain are not necessarily connected right away on everything you see. And as you see these things, it's interesting, what you might have viewed many years ago, you might have not understood it, but now as you have pursued this for many years, you'll see things better, and that actually is what will allow you to bring it into your work and make it more successful, you know.
Yeah. What's been your favorite piece that you've ever worked on?
Boy, I've done so much stuff. I mean, I've been working in this industry professionally for over 40 years now. So, I mean, there's probably pieces I don't even remember that I made anymore. But as far as the most recent, I've done some really interesting work on some handmade pieces that were watches. That was really exciting. I've done some really nice handmade platinum pieces for some different companies. And yeah, it just, since I don't try to limit myself to any facet of the industry, I mean, I've even done a little bit of gun work So there's if it's a canvas, you can do something on it, you know.
Yeah. And what did you want to be when you were a kid?
You know what? I'm not sure if I really thought exactly about what I wanted to do specifically, but I knew that I liked to make things and to create things. And to be honest with you, like, again, I was actually creating pieces of jewelry when I was in grade school. And then when I went through high school, we had a great program where we had apps where we could actually create jewelry there. It was a jewelry department in the art department. So we got to do that. So then at that point in time, I actually was able to win a scholarship through the Governor's Award and also was able to exhibit one of my pieces as a high school person in the Columbus Museum of Art.
Wow.
So it was cool. That kind of gave me some energy. And then I had some of my great teachers at that time say, you know, you could do something with this. And I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. I'll try it.
It seems to turn out pretty well for you.
Yeah, so thank goodness for their comments. I mean, that's where we have to remember as teachers to give our students some insight and say, you know what, you may not be there yet, but you definitely have something to offer. You know, be positive, you know.
That's a great outlook.
Yeah, I think that's really one of the most important things.
Yeah. Well, Todd, are you ready for some rapid fire?
I'm ready.
All right, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Favorite chips?
Chips? Did you say chips?
Chips, yeah.
Oh man, I love potato chips.
Okay,
for sure.
Certain flavor?
Just plain. I don't know. That's pretty addictive.
They are. You can't. They say you can't have just one chip.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, you're right.
Favorite movie?
Oh gosh, I think Enemy at the Gate. That's pretty crazy, cool movie. You should check it out if you haven't seen it.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Anything that's is tasty. Pizzas, ice cream, chips. Gosh, probably food. Just good food. You know how to hold yourself back.
Yeah. Favorite smell?
Smell. Gosh, there's all kinds of good smells. Vanilla, chocolate, even cigars, bourbon. Those kind of things are really great. You know, you can smell it and it's like, whoa, that's nice. So you walk into a cigar bar, not a bar, but actually where they're storing all the cigars. It's like, wow, what a smell. You know, it's a beautiful smell. And yeah, that's really good.
Favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
Oh gosh. It was funny. I think one time what I did is I took some ace bandages and wrapped my face and put some black glasses on and a hat and a long trench coat, and I went as the Invisible Man. that was kind of fun.
Favorite color?
Color? I would think what you see out in nature: blue, green. The things you see when you go out to hike or to bike or to be outside. All those different colors that you see in nature, really.
And last one, favorite graver?
Oh, gravers. Wow. Boy, I have so many gravers that I create, especially in my classes, to create all these different decorative designs and decorative settings. So there's many gravers that come together to create the perfect picture or motif. And that's a hard one. Gosh, all the ones we use here, that's for sure. 120, 105, 90, Angulette, flats. I mean, they all come together to make a beautiful piece. You can't really just choose one and say, I'm just going to use this one, because when you put them all together, you get a pretty smashing idea come together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Todd, thanks for joining us today. We'll let you finish up your piece.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.